Today's topic of discussion is aura. So right now on social media, there seems to be this new common trend about guys who are flexing with aura. So aura is another word for great personality. So in this video, we're going to be discussing some key points in terms of how to spot a guy with fake aura and how to spot a guy with real authentic aura. So first point is fruity. Now I'm going to play these couple clips for you guys of guys who are behaving fruity and another clip of a guy who's behaving masculine. So I'll play now for you guys.
John, you can't do that. I'm on live, bro. Yeah, walk on. Yeah. No, John, you can't do that. I'm on live, bro. Yeah, walk on. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are back now. You've had a watch of it. Now, from that first video, you've got some young Asian kid. He's some sort of influencer. Now, in that video, he's posting a clip, so several clips of him taking selfies with young girls. Now, I must have went on his page, right, and I've seen a few of his other videos. Now, this guy here has been putting on makeup. I mean, these looks maxer guys have taken it to a whole new level. They're literally behaving very, very feminine. Now, when I was watching that, I was thinking, who the hell is going to be attracted to a weak beta male like that? Who's just got makeup on, he looks like he's got his hair done, went to the salon and got his earrings in his flipping ears, got his nose piercing, he's got his makeup on, done his eyebrows and all this other kinky weird stuff as a guy. Now you're seeing, right, the roles are being reversed where women are behaving more and more masculine and they don't really give a damn about trying to behave feminine, trying to behave, cooperative, submissive, caring, loving. They don't care about any of that. They are literally trying to be assertive, dominant, and they're trying to lead the relationship. Now, when they're taking photos with guys like that, they're going to be initially attracted because women or young girls nowadays, they are attracted to feminine boys. So, pretty boys. But the issue is, right, these same girls later on dump them and they just cut the relationship with these guys because these guys start behaving more and more feminine. This is what the issue is. And it's vice versa. When the young kids nowadays, they're attracted to masculine women. So masculine girls who got attitude, they give verbal, they behave aggressively. They're always shouting. That kind of behavior. You guys have probably seen it. How you've probably been on a bus or you've been in a McDonald's or you've been in a supermarket or wherever it is. You've seen certain girls behaving like rude gal. So these road type girls, which is just completely pathetic. It's just so unattractive when a girl behaves like a road gal. This is what the issue is. And then you saw from the second clip, you got Fruity Fred. He got caught out years ago when the guy was trying to lip sync on TikTok Live. Or was it Instagram Live? It was one or the other. I think it might have been Instagram Live. Obviously he does the whole looks maxing shape up, get his eyebrows done, put a bit of makeup on, got his flipping zip down, chest out, just batty behavior, you know, just, I can't say the other word, you know, GAY, because you know what YouTube's like, just start banning my videos. But these guys here, you know, this is what we got in today's time. You know, no wonder women don't respect guys nowadays. You know, so when you look at that third clip,
Boy, I got your bitch all in knees. They know I'm a big boss, got a big boss in this bitch. They know I'm a big talker, I'm a big body in this shit. Oh, it's not that bitch, boy, bitch, they die. And the light on my side, bitch, how the lights off for you.
so that clip was from the series called Snowfall. So that clip there, right, you got Franklin Saint. Now, he's technically a criminal in the series, but if you look at how he conducts himself, his behavior, the way he's working on his purpose, trying to build up his organization, even though it's illegal, but he's focused on building. You know, that's what it is as a man. Your job is to build in life. You know, you need to be working on your purpose. Can't be stood in front of the mirror and trying to pretend to be this guy with aura. You know, that's not what aura or good personality, that's not what it is. You know, you develop that by developing a strong masculine frame. So that leads us to the next point when it comes to masculine. Now, you guys can see the big difference between how Franklin Saint is behaving. He's got his purpose, his style, so the clothing he's wearing. You know, even when he's homeless, you know, he's still got aura, you know, personality. You know, it's still there. You know, that's what it is. Clothes don't make the man. Man makes the clothes. Just as how money doesn't make the man, man makes the money. But guys have got it backwards nowadays. They feel as though they need all these tangible items, this external BS to make up for their inadequacies. You know, you can't develop masculine frame by standing in front of the mirror and trying to look pretty. You know, so building your physique, training, working out, eating healthy, you know, good hygiene, you know, that right there is part of your identity. Not any of this new phenomena of, oh yeah, we got look smacks in and we're trying to be pretty, but we don't know anything about masculinity. You know, just very indecisive, feminine behavior. You know, so guys with real aura or good personality, they're going to be really, really masculine. You know, you're going to look at him and you're going to think, this guy here, he's a real leader. Now, he could just be a regular person who you know. Let's say you know a certain mechanic who fixes cars. You know, he isn't looking pretty, but you can tell the way he conducts himself, how he behaves, he's very, very masculine. He fixes cars, he's somebody who gets dirty, so he'll get like oil all over him, he'll get all the marks and everything on him, but he's been hard working throughout the day. Now you can't try and compensate for hard work. You can't try and cheat the game. That's what a lot of these youngsters nowadays who are coming onto social media, they're trying to make money, they're trying to get women. These guys here are never going to be able to do well because they're always trying to cheat the game. There's no such thing as shortcuts in life. So guys who are watching this video, some of you lot may be thinking, just give me some of the cheat codes to getting women or doing well with relationships and doing well in life. This channel isn't for you. Go to another channel with all these chat up lines, pick up lines. All that nonsense. See how you get on with that rubbish. This channel here is about building men with purpose, with mission. Guys with backbone, guys who have developed their character, their personality. Not this feminine, new age, weak beta soy boy, fruity boys. Just disgusting. Anytime I see it, it just gives me the flipping ick. That's what they say, the youngsters as well. Ick. Or cringe. So, next point is style. Now, there's quite a lot of these influencers and YouTubers talking about how you need to have this style in order to look attractive and get women. A lot of that is just complete nonsense. You need to develop your own unique style where you'll have all your sets of clothes which you're comfortable in. So you're prioritizing what is comfortable and something which doesn't look fruity. So all these rainbow colors, you don't want to be dressed like that outside. If it's like a pink top or like a light blue top and you've got all these different colors where somebody looks at you, you look like a flipping traffic light. You don't want to be that type of guy. Just drawing unnecessary attention onto yourself. But if you want to wear, for example, a suit or casual clothing or some jeans and a hoodie, that right there, as long as you're comfortable in it and it fits you, and the main thing is you've been working on your physique, you've been training, you're going to look good in anything. Whether it's like a regular t-shirt, a polo top, a hoodie or a suit. Whichever ones you prefer. You're not going to develop a sense of aura if you've got a specific outfit on, which a lot of these people think, class morals. Tell me the new outfit that I can wear that will give me aura. Now, there's no such thing. It's never going to happen. So you guys need to get comfortable in your own skin. So final point is unique. Now, to develop a unique personality and unique character, that right there takes a lot of self-reflection. You need to remove everyone's opinions about what they think of you. And you need to be who you are. This is what the issue is. A lot of these guys, a lot of youngsters, they look at all these influencers, guys like, Andrew Tate and all these other guys. And they're thinking, oh wow, I want to be like him one day. I want to have a nice car and I want to get women. These guys here, they're looking at the wrong role models. Because these are the same people who are miserable behind closed doors. These people aren't happy when, their partners are cheating on them, or when they go bankrupt, or when they lose money, or when they lose their cars. You're not going to see that side of their life because they don't show it. So when you're somebody who's unique, you've got your own personality, you've got a good sense of humor, you're naturally going to have a strong aura. People are just going to gravitate towards you because you've got positive energy. You don't develop that by sitting at home and typing in, oh, how do I develop aura, or how do I get a certain new style of clothing, or what's fashionable right now, what's the new trend. That right there is just like you're constantly reacting to external factors. Somebody who's solidified their masculine frame and solidified their character, they're not going to be reacting to what's happening on that external outside world. They're going to be prioritizing purpose, mission, and building themselves. So, just to wrap up, fruity. Now, as you guys saw from the first couple videos, you got that young kid behaving like a fruity boy, and because he's got a bit of social media clout, these girls here are taking selfie photos with him. He's got his makeup on, he's got his eyebrows done, he's got his hair done, got them curls in there, went down to the salon. And then obviously you got Fruity Fred, he got caught out trying to get, so he was about to get lipsed by his friend or boyfriend or whatever he is. Just this is what these guys are. These feminine boys, a lot of them are batty. The guys who are growing up in the ends or hood areas, poor areas, these are the guys who would just literally get violated. These are the same boys who would be stood in front of the mirror in the toilets and just checking themselves out all day long. That's what women do. You know, women spend an excess amount of time trying to beautify themselves. But you got guys nowadays, they're taking these videos, they're licking their lips, they're trying to do their eyebrows, trying to do their hair. You know, it's just completely feminine. You know, you don't want to catch a girl seeing you doing that, because she's going to get turned off real quick. You best believe when she sees you standing in front of the mirror for half an hour, you know, she's going to get turned off. She's going to be like, this guy here is worse than me. And I'm a woman. The next one after that was masculine. So you saw from the other video where Franklin's saying, so his aura, you could see how there's a massive difference between that and them other feminine boys. You know, there's a complete night and day difference. And this is it. Women can sense that as well. That's why you'll get women attracted to a masculine man who's got his aura and he's actually a strong character. You'll get mature women attracted to that, and you'll get immature, childish women who are masculine attracted to the feminine boys. Now that's what you're seeing right now in today's society, where the masculine girls are running after the feminine boys. You know, they're trying to get rid of masculine men. They don't want that in the mainstream media. And then the next one after that was style. Now, whatever style you guys are rocking, whether it's jeans and hoodie, a t-shirt and shorts, or a suit, whichever you lot prefer, you know, just wear something that you're comfortable in. You know, you're going to know the difference between something that you're comfortable in and something that you're not comfortable in. There could be a certain top that's come out that is trending, and people are going to be jumping all over that. But when you wear it, you're going to think, oh, this doesn't really feel good. You know, this ain't me. You know, don't try and force it and just buy it, and then you're going to wear it a few times and then you're not going to be the same person who you are. You know, you don't want to be that type of guy. And then the final point was unique. So being unique, being who you are. I think that's really, really important in life. And it's not really spoken about enough. You know, if you want to separate yourself from the herd, from the sheep crowd of people, then you're going to need to do a lot of self-reflection. You're going to need to develop your own style and your own personality, which, you know, is the new word. So aura, you're going to need to develop your own aura. Now, you can't just copy somebody and try and follow them and think, oh yeah, I'm going to become like this guy. That's not how life works. You know, so I hope that makes sense, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.